Hi there, my friend. Can I ask you something? Do you ever find yourself standing in the kitchen, maybe after a long day, feeling like your energy's dipped lower than it used to? Or maybe you've noticed that little things, like climbing stairs or shaking off a cold, feel a bit harder these days? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And what if I told you there's a humble little ingredient sitting right in your pantry that could make a world of difference? Something you've probably cooked with for years but never fully appreciated for the powerhouse it truly is. I'm talking about garlic. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Garlic? Really? But stick with me. This isn't just about flavor. For us in the 55 and up club, garlic is like a secret weapon. It's been shown to support heart health by helping manage blood pressure and cholesterol. It gives your immune system a gentle boost, and it's packed with antioxidants that fight inflammation, something that becomes even more important as we age. And the best part? It's affordable, easy to find, and oh so versatile. So today, I want to share 5 simple, delicious ways to make garlic a regular part of your meals. We're not talking about choking down raw cloves or complicated recipes. These are practical, tasty ideas that'll make you wonder why you haven't been doing this all along. Let's start with the first 2, and I promise you'll be inspired to try them tonight. First up, raw garlic, but done right. I know, raw garlic sounds intense. But when you mince or crush it and let it sit for 10 minutes before using it, something magical happens. It activates a compound called allicin, which is where most of its health benefits come from. Now, you don't need to eat it by the spoonful. Try this. Mix a tiny bit of finely minced raw garlic into your salad dressings. Imagine a simple vinaigrette with olive oil, lemon juice, a teaspoon of honey, and that garlic. Toss it with some crisp greens, tomatoes, and cucumbers. The sharpness mellows beautifully, and you get all those benefits without overpowering your taste bud. My neighbor, Helen, started doing this last winter and swears she skipped her usual seasonal cold. She calls it her daily armor. Another lovely way to enjoy raw garlic? Blend it into a creamy dip. Take a cup of Greek yogurt, add a small minced clove, remember to let it sit first. Some dill, a squeeze of lemon, and a pinch of salt. Stir it all together, and you've got a refreshing dip for carrot sticks, bell peppers, or whole grain crackers. It's a snack that feels indulgent but is quietly doing wonders for your health. Now, let's move to our second way, lightly sautéed garlic. This is perfect if raw garlic feels too strong for you. Heat unlocks a sweeter, gentler side of garlic while still preserving many of its benefits. The key here is low heat and a short cooking time, just until it's fragrant and golden, not browned or crispy. Overcooking can diminish some of those precious compounds we want. Here's how I love to use it. Sauté a couple of minced cloves in olive oil for about 60 seconds over medium-low heat. Then, pour in whisked eggs and scramble them gently. The garlic infuses the eggs with this warm, savory flavor that's just divine. Top it with a sprinkle of fresh parsley, and you've got a heart-healthy breakfast that takes no more effort than your usual scramble. Or try it with veggies, say a handful of spinach or zucchini ribbons. Sauté the garlic first, toss in the greens, and you've transformed a simple side dish into something that supports your blood vessels and immunity. What's beautiful about these 2 approaches is how easily they fit into your routine. No fancy tools, no hard-to-find ingredient. Just small tweaks to what you're already doing. And trust me, once you start noticing how good you feel, maybe a little more energy in the afternoons or fewer aches in the morning, you'll wonder how you ever overlooked this kitchen hero. Now, I'd love to hear which of these ideas. Well, hello again, my friend. I hope you've had a chance to play around with those first 2 ways of enjoying garlic. Maybe whisked into your scrambled eggs or adding a little zing to your salad dressing. It's amazing how such small shifts can start to make you feel a bit brighter, isn't it? Like giving your body a quiet little cheer from the inside. Now, let's move on to 2 more wonderful ways to bring this powerhouse into your kitchen. These next methods are all about transforming garlic into something incredibly mellow, sweet, and almost luxurious. Perfect for those days when you crave a little comfort along with your health boost. First up, let's talk about the magic of roasted garlic. Oh, this one is a true game changer, especially if you find raw garlic a bit too sharp. When you roast garlic slowly in the oven, something truly special happens. The intense heat works its alchemy, turning those pungent cloves into soft, spreadable, caramel-sweet goodness. The sharp bite completely disappears, leaving behind a rich, nutty, almost buttery flavor that's incredibly gentle on the stomach. And the great news? Roasting actually enhances garlic's antioxidant power, particularly a compound called S-allylcysteine, which is fantastic for heart health and readily absorbed. Here's how simple it is. Take a whole head of garlic. Don't even bother peeling the cloves. Just slice about a 1/4 inch off the top to expose the tips of the cloves inside. Place it on a small piece of foil. Drizzle generously with olive oil. Make sure it gets down into the cloves, and sprinkle with just a tiny pinch of salt. Wrap it up snugly in the foil, pop it onto a baking sheet, and let it roast in a 400 degrees Fahrenheit 200 degrees Celsius oven for about 40 to 45 minutes. You'll know it's done when the cloves feel incredibly soft when you gently squeeze the packet. Careful, it's hot. Once it's cool enough to handle, just squeeze the soft, golden paste right out of the skins. Now, what to do with this ambrosia? Spread it thickly on a slice of whole grain toast instead of butter, pure heaven. Stir a spoonful into mashed potatoes or sweet potatoes for incredible depth of flavor. Whisk it into warm vegetable soups or stews for instant richness and body. Or my absolute favorite, toss it with cooked pasta, a splash of the pasta water, some wilted greens like spinach or kale, and a sprinkle of Parmesan. It's a simple, satisfying meal that feels indulgent but is quietly nourishing your heart. Helen, my neighbor I mentioned earlier, she roasts 3 heads at a time and keeps the paste in a little jar in her fridge. She adds a dollop to almost everything. Now, our 4th way might sound a little surprising at first: fermented garlic in honey. Stay with me. This ancient preservation method creates something truly unique and beneficial. When you submerge peeled garlic cloves in raw honey and let it ferment over time, incredible things happen. The natural yeasts on the garlic and in the honey get to work. The garlic cloves mellow significantly, becoming sweet, tangy, and almost pickle-like, but without the vinegar bite. The honey thins out and takes on a complex, garlicky warmth. And the fermentation process creates beneficial probiotics, those good for your gut bacteria that are so crucial for digestion and overall immunity, especially as we get a little wiser in years. Making it couldn't be easier. You'll need a clean glass jar. A pint-sized mason jar works perfectly. Enough peeled garlic cloves to fill it about 3/4 full, and enough raw, unpasteurized honey to completely cover the clove. Pour the honey over the garlic, making sure every clove is submerged. They tend to float, so you might need to stir gently or weigh them down initially with a smaller fermentation weight or even a clean cabbage leaf. Screw the lid on loosely. Fermentation creates gases, so it needs a little room to breathe. Or cover the jar opening with a cloth secured with a rubber band. Let it sit at room temperature, out of direct sunlight, for at least 3 to 4 weeks. You'll see bubbles forming, and that's the good stuff happening. Give it a gentle swirl every few days to keep the cloves coated. After a few weeks, you can tighten the lid and store it in the pantry or fridge. The flavor keeps developing beautifully over months, even years. So, how do you use this golden elixir? The honey itself is a powerhouse. Stir a spoonful into a cup of warm herbal tea, like ginger or chamomile. At the first sign of a scratchy throat, it's incredibly soothing. Drizzle it over baked apples or pears, or even over a bit of plain yogurt. The fermented garlic cloves? They're a delicious, mellow treat. Chop them up finely and add them to salad dressings, marinades for chicken or fish, stir-fries, or even mix them into softened cream cheese for a unique spread. It adds a complex, sweet savory depth that's hard to beat. And don't worry about garlic breath with this one. It's remarkably mild. I know a gentleman who swears by taking 1 clove and a spoonful of the honey every morning during the winter months. He hasn't had a significant cold in years. See? Roasting and fermenting take garlic to a whole new level of flavor and benefit. It's not just about eating it, it's about enjoying it, savoring the transformation. These methods unlock gentler, more complex sides of this incredible herb, making it a joy to incorporate daily. Helen's grandkids actually love the roasted garlic spread and the honey on their toast. They have no idea how good it is for them. Now, you might be thinking, this is all wonderful, but what about those cozy, hearty dishes we love? Well, my friend, that's exactly where we're heading next. We've got one more delightful way to harness garlic's power, perfect for simmering soups, stews, and those soul-warming meals that feel like a warm hug. It's all about slow, gentle cooking that infuses your food with deep flavor and maximum benefit. I can't wait to share it with you. I'd love to hear in the comments below. Have you ever tried roasted garlic or fermented garlic honey before? What's your favorite way to use it? Sharing our experiences is how we all learn and grow. Until next time, remember, nurturing your health can be one of life's simplest and most delicious pleasures. Take good care. Hello again, my dear friend. Welcome back. I hope you've been enjoying discovering these beautiful ways to bring more garlic into your life. From that zesty raw kick in your dressing to the sweet magic of roasted cloves and that fascinating fermented honey. It's incredible how one little bulb can offer so much variety, isn't it? Now we come to our fifth and final way, and honestly, it might be the coziest one yet. This is for those times when you crave deep, nurturing flavors, the kind that fill your home with the most wonderful aroma and warm you right down to your toes. Let's talk about the gentle power of slow-cooked garlic in soups, stews, and broth. You see, when garlic simmers gently over time in liquid, or whether it's a rich bone broth, a hearty vegetable stew, or a simple pot of beans, something truly special happens. The cloves soften beautifully, releasing their essence slowly and completely into the dish. That sharp edge melts away entirely, leaving behind a profound, savory sweet depth that forms the very soul of the meal. And here's the wonderful health news. While the intense allicin from raw garlic diminishes with long cooking, other incredibly stable and beneficial compounds step into the spotlight. We're talking about antioxidants like S-allylcysteine, that superstar we mentioned with roasted garlic, which is not only heart protective but also highly bioavailable, meaning your body absorbs it easily. Plus, slow cooking makes garlic exceptionally gentle on digestion, which can be a real blessing as we get older. Think about your favorite comforting soups. Now imagine them infused with this slow-cooked garlic goodness. It's simpler than you think. Here's how I love to do it. Start your soup or stew base as usual, maybe some onions, carrots, and celery gently sautéed in olive oil. Then, instead of adding minced garlic right at the end, try adding whole, peeled garlic cloves earlier in the process. Toss in 6, 8, even 10 cloves. Don't be shy. Along with your other root vegetables or beans. Let them simmer away happily for an hour or more in that flavorful liquid. As the soup cooks, those cloves transform. They become meltingly tender, almost like little bursts of creamy, savory goodness when you bite into them. The entire broth becomes infused with a complex, rounded garlic flavor that's deeply satisfying but never harsh. Imagine a classic chicken soup. You've got your tender chicken, nourishing broth, carrots, maybe some noodles or rice. Now, picture adding a generous handful of whole peeled garlic cloves to simmer with everything. The result? A soup that feels like a warm hug for your immune system and your soul. Or a humble lentil stew. Those garlic cloves cook down until they practically dissolve, thickening the stew slightly and giving it an incredible richness that belies how simple and healthy it is. Even a basic minestrone gets elevated to new height. Helen, my neighbor, adds a whole head's worth of peeled cloves to her famous Sunday pot roast. Her family raves about the secret depth of flavor, never guessing it's just glorious, slow-cooked garlic. The beauty of this method is its effortless integration. You don't need a separate step. You just add those whole cloves alongside your other ingredients and let time and gentle heat work their magic. It's the ultimate set-it-and-forget-it health boost for busy days or when you simply want to nurture yourself with minimal fuss. And the flavor payoff? Immense. So, there we have them, my friend. 5 beautiful, practical ways to invite this incredible herb, this humble kitchen powerhouse, more fully into your life. From the bright zing of raw, activated and mellowed in dressings or dips, to the sweet warmth of lightly sautéed garlic enriching eggs and veggies, to the luxurious caramelized paste of roasted garlic spread on toast or stirred into mash, to the fascinating tang and probiotic boost of fermented garlic honey, and finally, to the deeply comforting, soul-nourishing embrace of slow-cooked whole cloves in your favorite soups and stews. Each method unlocks different gifts from garlic, making it not just good for you, but a genuine joy to eat. Remember, it's not about overhauling your entire diet overnight. It's about those small, sustainable choices, like choosing to mince that clove for your lunch salad dressing, or tossing a few extra whole cloves into the pot of soup simmering on the stove. These choices, made consistently, are like little love notes to your body. They support your precious cardiovascular system, gently bolster your immunity, and flood your cells with protective antioxidants. And they do it all through simple, delicious food. You've spent decades caring for others, my friend. Now, this is about honoring you. Nourishing yourself well isn't a chore. It's one of the kindest, most empowering things you can do for the vibrant life you deserve to live. Your energy, your resilience, your joy, they all bloom when you give your body the good, simple fuel it craves. And garlic, in all its versatile glory, is a beautiful place to start. I'd be truly delighted to hear from you. Which of these 5 ways resonated most? Have you tried one already? Do you have a favorite family recipe where garlic shines? Share your thoughts, your experiences, or even your questions down in the comments below. Your wisdom and stories inspire our whole community. Let's learn and grow together. If you found this helpful, would you do me a kindness? Give this video a thumbs up. It helps others find this information. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that little bell icon. We share practical, uplifting tips like this regularly, all focused on helping you live your healthiest, most vibrant life after 55. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Remember, taking care of your health isn't about perfection. It's about progress, one simple, flavorful step at a time. You have so much wonderful life ahead. Keep nurturing that amazing body of yours. Go gently, savor your meals, and never underestimate the power packed into a simple clove of garlic. Here's to your strength, your health, and your joy. Here's to living your very best life, my friend. Until next time, take good care.